Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a continuum of a fragrance review about a specific fragrance that I had mentioned a while back that I had done. It was Valiant by Boadicea the Victorious. This is not a re-review, this is just a continuum. I'm going to do a little bit more of an in-depth review about this. This fragrance has some interesting factuals about this. What I particularly enjoy about this fragrance is that it can be worn pretty much in any kind of situation that you can think of: weddings, dates, even laying around the house not doing much. This can be enjoyed in any kind of aspect of any kind of activity you might be doing. This would work, but I would not say that this is a sport type fragrance. This is more along the lines of an occasion type fragrance. Um, I'm going to be talking about what I think um, the note listing in this uh, is about. Now, there's a accumulation of citruses in the top of this that gives this fragrance the ability to be worn during the hotter seasons, like springtime. Maybe not so much the super hot time during the summer. I would say just like a little bit warmer than usual. This would work just fine. But there's also a lot of dark um, dark note listings in this that gives it that sort of edge to be able to be worn during the cold seasons too. Actually, I think that this one is meant for the colder seasons better more than the hotter seasons. There's ylang ylang, there's patchouli, there's tonka bean and vanilla in the heart and base of this, and it sort of gives it that gourmandish type edge or vibe to this, but I would not expect this to be a gourmand strong scent by any means. This is not a gourmand heavy scent, but there is a sweetness to this. Now, I think that the sweetness from maybe the florals and um, ylang ylang that is sort of held up and carried out with the citruses on the top of this. Now, what you might expect this to come off as upon initial scent, it might come off as a sort of bubblegummy, floral, resinous type sweetness, but the depth of this fragrance and the mystery of this fragrance is that there's no one note that comes out that's strong enough than the others to say this is heavy in that one note. This fragrance consists of accumulation of notes that's blended together so well that it's a chord of notes that creates this. Um, the tonka bean and vanilla in the base of this might, in a lot of fragrances that I've come across in like malls and stuff like that, that consist of the note tonka bean, it it's obvious to the fragrance. As to what I mean is that you spray the fragrance that consists of tonka bean, it's obvious to the sense of smell, which saying, oh yeah, this is tonka bean heavy. This is not like that in any of the note listings that are in this. It's not obvious to the fragrance as to what creates this. And I think that's what's special about this and what sets this apart from a lot of other fragrances that are out there. And it's the uniqueness of this fragrance is the reason why I purchased this bottle. But the scent itself is super nice, and it can be worn, like I said, pretty much any occasion you can think of. But don't expect this to be a gourmand type fragrance. Like, it's not a gourmand by any stretch, as far as what I think. But it edges that way, because the sweetness that's in this fragrance, that comes out of this fragrance, it sort of has that mouth-watering uh, del- delectability to this. It is a very delectable fragrance, and I think that it's definitely a crowd pleaser. But I'm not going to put it out there as to say this is the master of all fragrances, the end all to tell all. I don't think that about this or any fragrances that I like, because for every one fragrance out there, you have somebody that's going to like it and somebody that is not going to like it. So I'm not going to say that this is the fragrance that everybody's going to want, but I will say that there's a possibility that this is going to be uh, appreciated by the people that are going to wear it and the people that are going to smell it. It is definitely something to experience firsthand to understand what this is about. Um, it's hard to come up with the words to describe something that has got so many question marks about it, and but from a firsthand experience of what this fragrance does, it's not like anything that you can you will just come across in any any kind of um, anybody's everyday wear. This is not an everyday fragrance. I think it can be, but it's more of a occasion type fragrance. It is a very fine fragrance, and I think that there's a lot of people that will appreciate how this smells and acts on the wear. But that is going to be my re-review of Valiant by Boadicea the Victorious. It's kind of difficult to review because of how many questions I have about it, and not knowing who to who to ask. You know, like what this thing is specifically designed for. Like that's the mystery about this to me, is I don't know what this is specifically designed for, but I do know that this is definitely multi-dimensional in how you can wear this and what factuals are about this. So that's my review, and I hope you enjoyed it. I really wanted to do this video to help out a lot of people who had questions about this, who might be thinking of maybe purchasing it, or maybe who had already come across this. But I hope that this helped, and that's pretty much what my reviews are about: is um, helping people who have questions about fragrances that are not talked about so much by people who do fragrance reviews. Because I was at that point where at myself where I didn't have any answers and I wanted the answers, and all I could do was just go online and just research until I had come up with the fragrance myself and then come up with my own conclusions. So that's pretty much what everybody's doing with fragrances and the reviews, is that they're just giving out their opinion up until somebody has it in their possession, and then they can come up with their own conclusions of what they think about um, specific fragrances and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. This is for fun. It's not an exact science, so I'm just doing the best I can to answer some answer some questions a lot of people may have about fragrances like these. So that is my review of Valiant by Boadicea the Victorious. I had a lot of fun doing this one. It was a little bit of a challenge to come up with a swift train of thought into what I wanted to say about this, but I think I did not too bad a job. Well, thank you for watching my video, everybody. Uh, have a nice day.